And you're still watching Prime Morning. My name is Roslyn Felly. This is the News Flash segment, which is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still and still phone papa fee. Whatever gadget you're looking for, whether mobile phones, television sets, CCTV cameras, we say worry no more. We've got you covered. You can actually come to our showroom and pick up an item of your choice. Now, number one thing I want to tell you is that we sell authentic gadgets. So wherever you go, you might not get the authentic gadgets, but come to us and we'll give it to you. We can make things very simple for you. Just download the app on your phone, which is the Franco Trading app. Or for further inquiries, visit our website, www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still and still, phone papa PFA. Now, today is the 8th of December, 2025. A year ago, 8th of December, 2024. I had to try and get it right. 2024. We saw the EC come out and declare President John Dramani Mahama as President of the Republic of Ghana. She did let us know that the NDC had won, of course. Today we want to take a look at a year on. A year after President John Dramani Mahama was declared, not sworn in, but declared as President-elect of the Republic of Ghana. Do you think he's done what you wanted him to do? Are you happy with his government so far? Do you think he's transparent enough? Do you think by the end of his tenure, he would have achieved all that he said he will do? What do you think about the 24-hour economy? Are you feeling it? Are you feeling it in the system? Are things better? I remember there was a video where a woman said that she wants Kenke, the price of Kenke to come to 1 Ghana cedi. Well, I don't know if it's 1 Ghana cedi in her area yet, but is she happy with the price so far? Are you happy with the economy? Well, these are the questions we are asking, and this is the conversation we're having this morning. So make sure you join us for this conversation. I've also been joined by lawyer Theophilos Jimega, and he's representing the NDC. Good morning, Theo.
Good morning, Roslyn.
How are you? I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Great, and it's good to have you here.
Pleasure.
Fantastic. Now, I'll do the newspapers, and then we take a look at some things down the memory lane, how it went last year. So far, are you happy or you're not? Well, we'll take a look at that. Now, let's start off with the Daily Graphic newspaper. The Daily Graphic newspaper. Farmers, fishers laud government for bold agric initiatives. Professor Okwe says OSP must go. Oh, really? Theophilos, do you think the OSP must go?
Now, let's get it right. There's a difference between OSP and the SP.
Okay, the SP.
Yes.
The special prosecutor.
The special prosecutor and the
youth office.
The office. Yes, I think the office must stay.
The office must stay?
Yes.
Okay.
But the jury is out there on the special prosecutor.
Okay.
Yes, and of course there have been some petitions for his removal, etc. So I think largely Ghanaians are not happy with the output so far. But we've had these special prosecutors for a while. They have even started way back. So Gyewu-Appiah is not the first one. He's been a good lawyer that I know. He taught me criminal law.
Right.
Yeah, but personally, I don't think his output has been so great. You look at the Speaker of Parliament saying that they need to scrap the office. You look at the majority leader saying they need to scrap the office. My senior brother, Eduji Tamaklo, feels the office must be there. So the problem is it the vehicle or the driver? If it's the driver, let's get a better driver.
But so far, since the creation of this office, do you think it served its purpose?
No, to a large extent, no. But I am of the view that deterrence is also one thing that's happening, but we might not be aware. Whereas people are scared and might not be committing crimes as a result of just the establishment of the office that we can't quantify yet. So to me, that might be one advantage of establishing the office. But whether we've gotten value for money or the purpose, it looks to me it has not really achieved its purpose. From the days of Martin Amidu to Gyewu-Appiah, I don't think they've really lived up to what Ghanaians were expecting. And the biggest one being the Kenoforiata thing, it has not helped their cause at all. So to me, the office has to be there.
The office must stay.
Yes, but for the special prosecutor, think the jury is still out there.
Are this taxpayers' money we are talking about if the office stays, and yet we are not seeing any results from the office?
See, so we could, in a way, the whole idea about the Office of the Special Prosecutor is that an Attorney General who sits in cabinet with his colleagues might not have the balls to be able to go after them. So let's get somebody independent to be able to go after them. So we could have a situation where we combine the Special Prosecutor with the Director of Public Prosecutions so that they are independent of the Attorney General. So the Attorney General becomes Minister of Justice. See, we've had this debate over and over and over, but there is some reason why nobody is able to decouple the prosecution bit from the work of the Attorney General. So maybe this is the time for us to look at it and decouple that and add it to the work of the Special Prosecutor so that we'll have the Office of Special Prosecution or Office of Public Prosecution, so that even from the Attorney General, you can send your request to that office for them to advise you whether there is the likelihood of getting success at prosecution and stuff like that. But the way it is at the moment, let us not throw the baby with the water. Let's decouple that. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. I continue with more stories on in the Daily Graphic newspaper. Government shifts focus to early numeracy. President cites basic education failures for poor WASSCE results. And that will be it for the Daily Graphic newspaper. The next newspaper is the Graphic Business. The Graphic Business. Agri-credit crisis, farmers demand single-digit rate. GSE CI rises to 0.5%, market cap falls. First Atlantic Bank begins IPO process, and world's most lucrative complex marketing arena. Okay. The next newspaper is the Ghanaian Publisher newspaper. The Ghanaian Publisher, GNAFF, calls for action on farmers' welfare. Panbro Salt wins key motion in McCarthy Hill land dispute. Police grabs Wapuli kidnappers. Is it Wapuli? Is it Wampuli or Wapuli? Okay, I'm struggling with the names. Please pardon me. Hanan legal team demands end to asset freeze, and SC verdict ends Mahjong. You know, sometimes when you see the spelling, it's different from the pronunciation of Mahjong land dispute. Okpelo Sowa Dean family wants Nungwa stool. All right. The Chronicle newspaper. I'll do the Chronicle newspaper last because it always has a Bible quotation on it. Economic Times newspaper. Economic Times newspaper is the next newspaper. BOG plans for a more liquid economy in 2026. Bureaucracy stifling businesses, jobs, and economic expansion. BOG considers new liquidity tools for non-interest banks as it trains industry players. And that will be it for the Economic Times newspaper. The final newspaper is the Chronicle newspaper. The Chronicle. Ejabin has survived 2 assassination attempts. Which Ejabin are we talking about? Is it the same person?
Yeah, Kisi Ejabin.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, his picture is there though, so. Fight against corruption, don't dare scrap OSP. Inusa Hussaini, Kofi Bentil rejects MP's call to collapse Ejabin's office. And Pambros secures interlocutory injunction against Tang Wei and others. And that will be it for the Chronicle newspaper. But like I said, they always come with a Bible verse, so I will do that Bible verse. Today we are taking it from Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 9. Do not be eager in your heart to be angry, for anger resides in the bosom of fools. That's harsh. Do not be eager in your heart to be angry, for anger resides in the bosom of fools. That'll be it for our newspapers this morning. Now, I did mention to you earlier that today we'll take a look down the memory lane, how it's been so far. A year ago, President John Dramani Mahama was declared as president-elect for the Republic of Ghana after Ghanaians went out on the 7th of December 2024 to vote for him. Want to take a look at when the EC declared him as the president-elect of the Republic of Ghana. All right, so as we are going to get this video, I don't know what memories you have about that day, But I remember the number of videos that were circulating about, how people felt when they went to the polls. So it was quite a mixed feeling or mixed reactions out there. There were those that wanted, at that time, the incumbent to stay, and those that felt the incumbent had let them down as citizens. The dollar has shot so much. Ghanaians were not happy. Some Ghanaians were not happy. And so people went to the polls to vote, but then the voting wasn't what the NPP expected. For you are in the NDC, and so you were hoping to win. But then at a point in time, even the prophets were making us believe that the NPP was going to win. For you, were you surprised at the outcome?
Rosalind, good morning to your viewers. Let me take the opportunity. I'm an old St. Mary's Seminary guy. Today is St. Mary's Day.
Oh,
yes.
Nice.
So all the students and former students of St. Mary's Seminary, Lolobi, happy St. Mary's Day. I knew where I was on that day. I knew where I was. I was stationed at Afaja to serve.
Okay.
And it was during our effort that we were able to intercept biometric devices, which were not programmed, and some other election materials, which we made sure they were stored at Hohwe Police Regional Command. And we stayed all night in Gyewu-Appiah, and I took my documents to Ho for record purposes, etc. I was returning, and I decided to have a calabash of palm wine when Dr. Bawumia was conceding. Mostly, it is not just a matter of some Ghanaians were not happy. Overwhelming Ghanaians were not happy. Can you imagine what would have happened if NPP had stayed in office for a further 1 year? We would not have known about the National Service scandal. A lot would have still been going on with the National Cathedral. We would not have known about the Signal Bureau. We would not have known about what is happening at Scholarship Secretariat. I just saw a video by Her Excellency Zita saying that they owed over £32 million, etc. We would not have known a lot that has happened. Not just the dollar. People were a bit stressed. I watched a video of a young girl who said, I benefited from free SHS. But things were so bad that I needed to vote against them for peace and change. Things were bad. And for the fact that they are gone, it's enough of an achievement for Ghanaians. If Ghanaians are not happy or have forgotten so soon why we escaped from that era, then let's go and bring them back. But I'm not sure it will happen now. My memories, I saw videos then of my younger brother, Miracles Abuaji, all saying that they are going to protect the ballot and they are winning, etc. And just a few moments later, the flag bearer conceded. If December last year was, I don't know whether it was the second independence that we had. And I think we are justified by the recent comments by former President Kufuor that he wasn't even understanding how the governance was in the last 4 years of Nana Akufo-Addo. So I remember the jubilation. What by then had lost their seats to my senior brother, John Peter Amewu, and we are just taking it back. So there was so much jubilation in a place like where the whole streets were full. And I saw the president later in the day addressing Ghanaians, and you could see that we were all just happy. And people who apparently were not even deep in wool NDC were also happy. And 1 year down the line, I think we've not made the wrong choice. If the elections were held even today with the same candidates, I believe the result would have even been better than what happened in.
Are you saying that's because he belongs to the NDC?
No, not at all. You would have noticed that. I mean, when someone saw the flyer on my status, the person sent me a message and said, tell them to stay and give us small break. Because at least my 5 kg rice, the price has reduced. That alone is enough for me. Unlike the last year when it was just going up. Someone will say, what did we do to get it down? But we are aware inflation has gone down, even though we are not going to eat inflation.
Lawyer, you know, in 2017, we saw similar results when we saw President Akufo-Addo take office and we saw the economy getting better. Are we not speaking about the positive things a bit too early? Because we see it in the first 2 years and then we start going down again after 2 years.
I don't think you've seen in 2017 a whole year without any scandal. I don't think that happened.
What scandal was in 2017?
Oh, we had several. We have the Bost one. We had the sitting by the president, give money to sit by the president. A lot of things happened within the first year, even within the first 3 months.
But
so
the economy was better.
No. It was not as good as we are seeing today. Much more. It wasn't as bad as 2024, and to have gone so good as we have in 2025.
Well, we agree that the economy was bad in 2016 under President Mahama.
No, you see, in 2016, we were just coming out of the Dunso economy. We had just entered IMF and were coming back. So the very first things you might have seen were progress that were itemized under NDC that yielded the result. You ask me, is it the same thing that happened in 2024 that's yielding the result now? No, because the figures that we are seeing were way different from figures that happened in 2016, 2017. Truth of the matter is, this has been an overwhelming endorsement of the fact that we need a change. And in the last days of Nana Akufo-Addo, he told us that someone better will come and take over and make the economy better. I don't think he was talking about his vice president, because if he were talking about his vice president, it would have been straight to say, my vice president, the economic wizard, is going to take over and will make the economy better. No.
All right, we want to take a look at when the EC declared President John Dramani Mahama at that time as president-elect of the Republic of Ghana. Take a look.
Dramani Mahama of the NDC obtained 6 million. Let me take that again. Mr. John Dramani Mahama of the NDC obtained 6,328,397. And I'd like to repeat that. Mr. John Dramani Mahama of the NDC obtained 6,328,397. being 56.55%. Mr. Hassan Ayariga of the APC obtained 17,461, being 0.16%. Mr. Kofi Kranting, independent candidate, obtained 3,320, being 0.03%. Mr. George Tumberima Edu, independent candidate, obtained 3,091, being 0.02%. Nana Kwame Biediaku, independent candidate, obtained 84,478, being 0.05%. Mr. Alan Kojo Tremanting, independent candidate, obtained 31,202, being 0.28%. The total valid votes cast add up to 11,191,422. Total rejected votes 239,109. Total votes cast 11,430,531. It's important to mention that the total registered voters add up to 18,774,159. And the percentage voter turnout based on the 267 constituencies stands at 60.9%. 60.9%, based on the 267 constituencies. And as I mentioned, this does not include the 9 constituencies whose results we are yet to receive. Ladies and gentlemen, as mentioned earlier, results from the 9 constituencies are still as outstanding. The 9 constituencies are Ewutu Senya East, in Sawam, Aduajiri, Akwetia, Suhum, Techiman South, Domi Kwabenya, Ablekuma North, Ahafo Anon North, and Damango. The total registered voters in all 9 constituencies add up to 947,116. In the event that all the valid voters from the 9 constituencies above voted for the candidate who placed second, the total number of votes he would garner would be 5,604,420, representing 46.17% of the total valid votes, which would have been 12,138,538. The inclusion of the outstanding constituencies would have given the leading candidate 52.13%, which is still greater than the 50% plus 1 required to be declared a winner. And so even with that scenario, he's clearly the winner of the 2024 election. In the light of the above, ladies and gentlemen, I have the singular honor as the returning officer of the 2024 presidential election to declare His Excellency John Dramani Mahama as the winner of the 2024 presidential election and the president-elect of the Republic of Ghana, with a total percentage of 56.55%. Congratulations, sir. It is finished. Thank you very much.
The chairperson of the Electoral Commission of Ghana, Madam Jean Mensah, declared me the winner of the 2024 presidential election. I give thanks and praise to the Almighty God, because this successful outcome can only be the doing of the Lord. I'd like to thank the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, for his statesmanship in conceding the election long before the declaration of the results by the Electoral Commission. This concession largely diffused the tensions that are characteristic of high-stakes elections such as this. I also just received a call from His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He graciously extended his congratulations to me, and we had the opportunity to discuss matters related to the joint transitional team. We agreed on an early inauguration of the joint transitional team as early as Wednesday, the 11th of December. I conveyed my sincerest regards to him and expressed my readiness for us to work together to ensure a smooth transition in the best interest of the Ghanaian people.
What an interesting journey it has been. And you nobody sets out on a journey by herself or even by himself. It has been a very, very interesting one. And I want to thank all of you, those who are here, those who are not here. I want to thank all of them for their good wishes, for their prayers, for their contributions in many, many ways, and for bringing all of us to this site. All I have to say is thank you very much. Thank you very much for everything you have done. And whatever you did, as our chairman has said, the fun is over, the work is about to begin. And as we journey together, we need to realize that we have to move forward also together. Again, I want to thank you.
A year ago, this is what happened. The EC declared President John Dramani Mahama as the president-elect of the Republic of Ghana. Currently, he is the president of Ghana. It's been 11 months since he was sworn in. So far, are you happy? How will you describe his governance? Are you happy with what is happening? Are you feeling the 24-hour economy, or you're not feeling it? But first off, I still have my guests here, and I want to ask what they think about what happened in 2024, 7th of December into 8th of December. So Benjamin Gyewu-Appiah has joined us. He's representing the NPP. Hi, Benjamin.
Beautiful Rosalind.
How are you?
I'm okay. I'm doing well.
Great.
By the grace of God.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm good.
What's your secret?
Also, Ophelli.
You are anti-aging. You are always getting younger. You need to show us, seriously.
If I show you the things that I do, you might not be able to do.
Are you sure?
Can you cut out sugar? Can you stop eating sugar? Benjamin, thank you for joining us. And Nana Sapong is also here. Hi, Nana.
Hi, Rosalind.
How are you?
Grace has found us.
Great, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Great.
Tuning in the MFF.
So, it's Gabri for Scabra.
Oh, lawyer never
As I told you, she's my brother and sister-in-law.
As we've been sending through your brother.
No. So it's my brother that's doing all the yes. The problem with them is that when it's good, looking good, they don't acknowledge us. They acknowledge
when it
by His grace. So when it's bad,
but the grace comes through somebody.
The way we are working them, that's all they will say.
It's like Mother's Day. All the credit goes
very
to
true, though. Very true. Anyway, let's talk about a year ago what happened. Nana and Benjamin, you just joined us. Of course, Theophilos has given us his 2 cents on what happened and why Ghanaians voted the NDC into power. So for you, what is your memory so far with regards to 7th of December 2024 and 8th of December 2024?
Rosalind, a very good morning to you and your cherished viewers as well. And I want to say a good morning to the Honorable John Bodu, who is preparing to become a party chairman. The grassroots are rooting for him to come and help restructure and then, go to the...
You're going back for him?
Yeah.
Okay.
To become our national chairman. And I want to say a very good morning to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as well, who in recent times, people are beginning to see that he's the only truthful politician we've ever known in the history of our political discourse. Rosalind, I am very disappointed, just like many Ghanaians.
No, we are taking us into that memory lane, the 7th of December.
So...
I just want to know your take on it. Were you, so with the outcome that happened, were you expecting it? Right. Did you see it coming as an MPP member?
Well, actually, personally, I had seen that it was going to be a 50-50 chance. Mainly because of our political history. Because if you look at our political discourse and the history that we have when it comes to election, every government, successive government, has had an 8-year rule. The NPP was seeking to do something different this time around in 2024. We wanted to make history. In fact, if you look at the many things that President Akufo-Addo did the free SHS, the one district, one factory, the one district, one ambulance, a whole lot of things. So I knew that, Ghanaians were ready for continuation. Mm-hmm. At the height of COVID and other things, there were some problems, inflation went high, life became a little bit tough for everybody. And I feel that most Ghanaians really looked into their life and probably said they needed a change. And obviously that happened. I wasn't really sad about it because I knew that after 8 years, anybody that wanted to continue governance was not going to be easy for them. So I am actually really not surprised that we lost the election. However, looking into what the then NDC opposition leader, President Mahama, promised, and the kind of things that he's doing right now, I am really disappointed. Many Ghanaians are really, really, really disappointed in this government. They seem to paint a picture that seems to tell the ordinary Ghanaian that everything is well. But if you go to the grounds, actually, things are worse off. How can you, when you have a dollar pegged at 14 Ghana cedis, you buy, Belakwa Active? Belakwa Active.
The drink?
Yes, the drink.
Okay.
That was selling around 5 cedis. Now, Belakwa Active is 7 cedis right now. And the dollar is pegged at almost at 11 cedis right now. You understand? So, every other item that we complained of in the elsewhere government, that the dollar has gone up almost about 15 or 14.
So for you, will you say that your personal lifestyle has worsened?
Oh, of course. And it's not only me, Rosalind. It's not only me. There are a lot of, people that are really complaining about this current government.
So for you again, Benji, and for the people that you speak to, what exactly are they talking about that has worsened for them?
Well, you see, one of the things that this government, whilst in opposition, they seem to have talked a lot, especially on the issues of Galamsey. You remember that, this one, right? Sam George.
Honorable.
What did he say? Can you read for us?
No, you read it.
He said that the man who is paid to be president has the power to end Galamsey in a week if he wants to. This is the 11th month that we are in. Has Galamsey stopped? He promised Ghanaians that they were going to repeal LI. That is to ban mining in our forest reserve. Have they been able to do it? Now, if you look at even the Attorney General, boldly telling Ghanaians that anybody that steals government money can bring 60% and take 40%. You have the same Attorney General who upon assumption in office, had to continue government cases. People that were accused of stealing government money. He filed a nolle prosequa to discontinue all the cases. So there seems to be a selective justice.
Which one in particular was found guilty?
Look.
No, I mean, it was found guilty.
No, it was a continuing case.
Okay.
That he had to continue with. There are some cases that some people, Rosalind, do you know that somebody has gone to steal plantain and is on remand for 9 years? He has not even gone to court. You have somebody that has gone to steal millions of cedis.
With proof?
Of course, they were in court.
Guilty.
They were in court.
But not every case
That's what I'm
court
saying.
is found guilty.
They were not guilty.
Okay.
But I'm saying that they had to continue. The Attorney General had to continue with the prosecution. You understand what I'm saying? But because these members are known NDC members, they've been let go. Look, this government has really, really worsened the state of
Benjamin, if you don't mind me asking,
Right.
who in particular is an active member of the NDC that was found to loot public purse that has been let go?
Okay, Stephen Opuni.
Stephen Opuni was found.
Was a member of, he was the CEO for Cocoa Board. Ernest Thompson Smith. Many of them. I can't mention all of the names, but you know that all these people were standing trial. And instead of this government to continue, he found Nolly prosecutor. You know, Kobnadu for the Unibank saga. All of these things. Ernest Thompson. So, he's Thompson, right? The Bank of Ghana governor currently. He was standing trial. But he's been cleared. So I am trying to say that all of these things that are really going on are something that has, they promised oral that when they come, they will arrest people that were looting the state. What has happened to oral? So far, they've not been able to do any prosecution. Look, this government have bought all CSOs. They've bought all CSOs and political parties, small political parties like Movement for Change.
I like how Nanaya
and they've ganged up with this government to do all of this.
Let him repeat himself.
One last question.
I want to say something before I land.
You have like a minute to.
The most important thing that this government has done, that seems to blow my mind. Do you know that the GJ president is on government payroll? And that's why most of the bad news are being suppressed by journalists and other people.
How do you know this?
I am telling you this.
How do you know this? Because what you're saying is an allegation. Do you have proof?
If you do not believe me,
do you have proof?
If you do not believe me,
Benjamin.
I would want you are a journalist, go
but you are saying it on live television
That's what I'm saying.
Now. And what you're saying on live television, if you don't have the proof, then you will have to own your words. And then if matter come one day, you bet.
No. Well,
because we don't have proof that the GJ president
is on the payroll of this government. And that is why most of the news, the things that are happening, corruption and other related cases, that needs to be aired for every citizen to know. It's being swept under the carpet.
We desist from this.
You understand? So this government is doing a lot of bad things. And because they have bought CEOs, they've bought every blogger, they've bought most journalists, and even I don't want to even go into it. Look at all the journalists that were working for them. One way or the other, they seem to be very neutral. But when this government came, they've given all of them juicy appointment. And you want me to believe that this government is not in bed with the GGA president? Look at the sanitary pad.
We want you to believe, or you want...
No, I am telling you that there's a whole lot of things that are happening.
Okay.
But because this government has allocated a lot of money to Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, he is in bed with CSOs.
These are all allegations because you haven't been able to prove even one.
Roslyn, I am telling you this.
All the things that you're saying are allegations because you don't have proof. It's different. You came on air with your proof and said, Roslyn, these are the documents, and I'm showing it to you. I'm showing it to your viewers that these are the documents, and this is what it is.
You can desist from it, but I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, we have desisted from it.
Yes, I'm trying to tell you.
I need to move to Nana because
I need to respond to
you. Look at the arrogance of power.
In 30 seconds, please.
Look at the arrogance of power. The way last week somebody went to, with clear evidence that 3 regional ministers were involved in Galamsey.
The person has withdrawn it. The person has withdrawn it. This one, I won't allow you to even...
17 good days.
The person has withdrawn it and apologized.
I'll come back.
So I'm trying to say that all of these things that really... within 1 year, all of these things that really have happened is something that we sincerely have to talk about.
Okay. You know what? You did mention some of the cases that so far we have the Attorney General who has filed a nolli prosequa on it. But then, a question came or a message came in and the person said that you were in power for 8 years. You could have prosecuted them. You could have found them guilty if they were guilty. That's what the person said. And there's a message coming in. Anyway, let me move on to...
Okay, so
I'll come back to you. I'll definitely come back. Don't worry. We have all the way to probably 8:10 or something. So, Nanaya Osapong, I know you are writing a lot and, from what Benjamin is saying, the NDC has bought you and your entire team, and you were quite surprised. But then before you react on that one, I want to know what you think about the elections 2024, when Ghanaians went to polls, the kind of victory the NDC won. Did you expect it?
Rosalind, good morning once again, and to my brothers here. Before I touch or say anything, today is the 8th of December, and in the year 1938, a star appeared in the sky, and the entire of the world and Ghana has benefited from this star, and we would ought to celebrate him. A happy birthday to Papa Kufuor. I wish him long life. He has, if we are mentioning presidents who have affected Ghana and the world, and Africa for that matter, we cannot bypass him and mention any other name. I know people would argue, but you can only argue on your phone. But to me, Kufuor has been an excellent person and an excellent president. We might have our own issues, but whether or not, you cannot mention the socio-economic development of this country, where it moved from a worse state to a promising, stable state, without mentioning Papa Kufuor's name. And today we celebrate him. We wish him God's blessings and good health. We pray that he would continue to live for us, so that we will continue. We will not let him go before we celebrate him. We would continue to celebrate him. Some people decide not to acknowledge him. We would continue to acknowledge him. They can decide not to take his advice. We will take his advice. And we pray that he stays long for us. Rosalind, if I start to talk from where you have come from, somebody might be going to work, so the person will not be able to hear my response. Gyewu is a brother, and it's unfortunate where he begins from or where his stands are. And I tell you this, he has been in government before. They did it before, so he understands it. When I had stated during the days of IPAC in 2024, December, that political parties, some of the political parties were subsets or sublets to the NPP. People doubted it. And because they were able to do it, they think that every other person would be interested. Let it be on record. If his party, his government could not pay us, could not buy me, could not buy the butterfly, what makes him think the NDC and their government would be able to buy us? It's unfortunate. I mean, it's so degrading seeing myself, and you tell me that somebody has bought me to do what? Did I put the dollar at 17 Ghana cedis a dollar? I didn't do that. Ghanaians were not happy. And if Ghanaians are not happy and they are speaking, you think that they are speaking because they've been bought? Was I the one that held the president's hand to sign an LI that allowed mining into our forests and water bodies?
The parliament approved it.
What? Parliament approved the LGBTQ thing?
And they approved the LI as well.
And did he sign it? So Parliament approved that he should put his hand in fire. Then he put his hand in fire. Recently, I think this weekend or so, if you have heard, Papa Kufuor granted some interview. Did you hear what he said? He said at the point he could not understand how the government was being run. He could not understand how some economic policies were being implemented. At his level, he couldn't understand. You and I, we would understand. Please, see, if you have issues, you deal with the issues. You don't blame people for your poor performance and inefficiencies. The PDS scandal, where we those are recorded in, the SML saga. So we were bought. The GGA president is like a brother to me. And if you heard him, he said that the GGA president, is on the payroll of government. And because of that, when negative news about the government comes out, the GGA president controls you, the journalists.
I'm not part of that sum.
No, but what did he say? He didn't say some.
He said some.
No, please.
Because of that, all you guys
Let's be fair.
There's nothing fair here.
Wait.
So there's some. Can he give us a list of the sum?
Gentlemen, hold on. So what he said, and we have desisted from it, and we'll keep.
I know you've distanced yourself from it.
What it is that he said some. He didn't say all.
Oh, so but who are the some?
He said some.
In my view, you are part of the sum.
I'm not part of the sum.
You are.
I'm not.
And your media house is part of the sum.
That's up to you, Nanayo. That's up to you.
You understand me? That was an irresponsible statement. Absolutely. I will not mince words. How can the GGA president control the media houses and the journalists for that matter? I mean, and you say this on the live television?
Yeah.
No. I mean, let's be honest.
I'm surprised that
the
president has not
if the dollar has come from 17 cedis to 11 cedis, and prices are not changing, whilst inflation is at its lowest, you and I sat here, and we said that the Guta and the members, their members and those in business are just not being fair to Ghanaians. They are not being nationalistic. They are not being patriotic. I made that statement here. Because we operate in a free market. You cannot impose prices on people. What government does is to create the enabling environment for business to strive and businesses to do well. What are the factors that makes up that environment? We are talking about the forex. Is the forex not down? We are talking about inflation. Was it not stable? Hasn't it come down? We are talking about stability, power stability. Is power not stable in this country?
But do you think the government has been transparent and responsive to the citizens?
Oh, of course. What else? In my view, there have been steps where the economy was. Proactive steps have been taken. The economy is stable. If you read the budget well, the economy being stable was what was important. Now there is stability. People doubted it when the dollar started coming down. It got to a point, we've seen the stability in it. People doubted it when inflation was coming down. People doubted it when power was stable. You understand me? Now they are all up. The next step is how to grow the economy, which I see from their budget, the steps to grow the economy. And when the economy begins to grow, then we talk about prosperity of the economy. You understand me? You just don't jump guns. He's talking about one district, one ambulance. Do you see them? After the first batch went, did you see it again? One district, $1 million. Do you remember? You remember that?
It was one constituency.
One constituency, 1 million. If my constituency in Bekwai had received $1 million, you think I will not see it? What are you talking about? Even their common fund had issues. Did you see the letter the then Minister for Local Government, Dambuki, wrote to the President concerning the common fund?
Nana, it's been 11 months since the NDC won power. Which government initiative do you think has been most impactful?
Oh, I don't speak for government, first of all. But at least from where I sit, coming from a background of trade and business, I believe that their monetary policies from the Bank of Ghana and that of the Ministry of Finance has been very good. The first aid which they are feeding the economy with is excellent. You see, Rosalind, you cannot just, if there is an incident that happens here now, and it is difficult to get to Ridge Hospital or to Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, Kwalibu, wherever, what is most important is the ability to be able to give that emergency a first aid to stabilize the current state of that individual, which is what I see. The strict monetary policy. And that is why some people can't stand it. You understand me? If there are measures to enforce discipline in the fiscal discipline, and before then there was this loose for all, let's play and go, and they can't feel it, they will not feel it because of the indiscipline that they had then. The Minister of Finances and the BOG's ability to hold on to that fiscal discipline and to review the monetary policies, whichever, and to introduce some of these forex issues. That is what we are seeing. And I mean, with this, what's the name? The recent one they launched, the Minister of Agrics.
Is it
Feed Ghana?
The Feed Ghana.
Feed Ghana, okay.
The popular one is the Akukon Kitinkiti. Let's be honest. If they are able to sustain it, if they are able to ensure, that's what I'm saying. If they are able to ensure, of course, the results, once every policy once it starts, okay, and so better. Ifranopa. You get it. What was the issue that brought us here? The issue that brought us here was deficit. We were doing more of imports of chicken. All right, and the amount of money that we pump into the importation of this frozen chicken was too much, and the steps have been taken. Once steps are taken, I mean, recently I read the news. The EU also even donating to Ghana 150,000 beds or so for free for them to boost this whole project. What they launched in Ibechim, and that is what is giving me hope. Because I was looking, okay, if all this 5,000, 50,000, 500,000 whatsoever beds that they are giving out to the farmers and for domestic growing begins to yield, what happens? Then I read in the news recently that they've launched this Bekim factory to be able to process the chicken and for both for local consumption and for export. So you see, a step has been taken to sustain that. And of course, that is a very good initiative. See, let us give praise when it is due. I would love it if we appreciate what President Mahama is doing.
And then I'll take you back to 2017, you know, when there was a launch of the One District, One Factory.
Yes. Yeah.
There was a launch of the Planting for Food and Jobs.
Yes.
There were these launches that we all had hope.
That is what I'm talking about, sustainability.
Free SHS was something that we all had hope in. So this is a launch. You know, and we want to see results. Do you think that we'll definitely see results with the
I'll start from One District, One Factory. One District, One Factory saw results. Before Alan left office, we had in excess of 160 or so factories at various levels of completion. Now, what people didn't understand was that the One District, One Factory was in two phases. One, the expansion, the recapitalization and expansion of existing factories like Kasapreko. It was already existing, but they needed to expand and to diversify, all right, which the One District, One Factory pushed in. We have this Atlantic Sciences, if you're going to the, maybe Monkey Seaway, Shy Hills, there is this pharmaceutical, this and that, they do.
The plant?
Yes, these were existing that needed B5. You understand me? Now, if you go to Akebubu, a mountain area, we have this cassava factory there just from scratch. If you go to those that started the Ekumfi juice.
So it was a success?
Yes, of course. It was a success.
And then what happened?
Well, we need to ask those who took over from us. Because we even left policy documents to deal with issues of import substitution. You understand? The one KT Amon didn't really take his time to look at and wanted to push.
Was PSHS a success?
VSHS from the start, every Ghanaian, including ministers of the Akufo-Addo government, had issues with free SHS.
Was Planting for Food and Jobs a success?
But you and I are here. You understand me? Planting for Food and Jobs, I am on record to have said that what we needed to deal with was to deal with food crops.
Okay.
You understand? For us to be able to feed our country and for us to export. But what was the concentration of Planting for Food and Jobs? You get me? So when there is a policy, you look at the immediate effect of the policy on the people and then the long-term effect, and if whether or not there are steps for sustainability.
All right.
That is what is most important.
That's what's most important.
But
now let's talk about, let me
I'm surprised my brother is even accusing small parties today and CSOs for being paid by the government.
Maybe on that WhatsApp platform.
What did we see?
All right.
What did we see
let me
of
move.
Kofi Akpalu's party?
What did we see platform?
of me? My WhatsApp, you can check it. I don't. Now, your WhatsApp platform.
Bring everybody together, CEOs, small.
And I'm saying your WhatsApp platform, I'm not on it.
Let me move to
Let
me move to
We will come to Sami Daku's issue.
Wait, hold on.
Do you think that?
I hope you're not on that platform.
Do you think that?
Nana, hold on. No,
Sami Daku, with all the noise he makes on social media, if indeed the Chronicle, I don't know which
to the fact that he's on that platform.
I don't know which of the
Nana and
the papers, but one reported he sees
two MPP people.
Two attempts. I'm not an MPP, please.
Not MPP
no.
Again. Former MPP person.
No, he's a bitter MPP.
Gentlemen,
member.
Let me go to the NDC.
Let
me go to the NDC man here.
Sweet MPP member.
I know lawyer has raised a lot of points to make, and lawyer is really ready. But lawyer, before you make your point, I really want us to talk about, the policies, especially the social policies that the government is doing right now, the improvement level. How will you rate them? Especially, let's talk about education, let's talk about healthcare and all the others.
Rosalind, there's no way I will answer your question without addressing.
I knew you want to address this before you.
I want to find out if it's the same Benjamin who once said if Muhammad wins, he will burn himself.
Oh, he's the same one. We're forgiving him.
Charlie, let's when we come here for crying out loud, let's educate our people. People want to get entertained, want to be educated, and want to have information. Now, when we are talking sometimes, one of the reasons why I like Kwaku Baku was that when he's going to present or come in as a panelist, he wants to talk law. He seeks legal advice. So when he's talking and quoting even law, then you sit back and say, hey, this guy, is he a lawyer? I mean, we are talking about law and nolle prosequi. You should read and understand what law is. The discretion given to the Attorney General. He need not even give any explanation to anybody. It is only that Honorable Ayine has decided today to talk to us why he took those decisions. And he's saying that before you even start to do a plea bargain, you must be ready that we'll go beyond 60%, minimum 60%. We were here when Honorable Atufosin and Jakpa were hauled before court. The ambulance company said, we are willing to refund the money to you. But out of our stiff-neckedness, we decided that we don't need the money. Now they've been set free. We have lost over 2 million euros. And you are here telling us that that is better than if we had negotiated and gotten that money. Come on. Let me address the issue about journalists. We have Kwame Sefakai. We have Fifi Boafo. We have Malik Dabu, who was part of you. We have Kwabena Kwachi. We have KSM, Kweku Sechiado. Not KSM, Kweku Sechiado. All were appointed under...
Good evening, Ghana.
Paul Adomotri, Egbe Fabio, they were all appointed under a government by NPP. Today you are here telling us this. Look, I don't want to talk about the platform thing. He said that all CSOs have been bought, including the Dankwa Institute. Wow. You don't have any business running this country. Dankwa Institute too has been bought. That's good news. Now, I want to say something. I'm surprised the GGA president, till now, perhaps nobody has drawn his attention, has not called into this program. But I hope you expect his response. And you talk about Honorable Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, one of our finest ministers. being given so much money, so he's been able to buy all journalists. You said some. I didn't hear some.
He said
he didn't use some. He didn't use all. He just said journalists.
No, he said some.
Who will play it back later?
Some.
Yes. Today is some. I don't, whichever. But for such a fine gentleman to have been able to buy a lot of journalists or media houses, that he mentioned issues like when corruption comes up, they are not able to publish. I challenge him to mention one corruption issue. He talks about mining repeal of LI 2462. Look, if in the first place they were not mining in the forest reserve, that LI was not needed at all. We have enough loss. I'm talking as a mining engineer. So I'm talking from a point of knowledge. I'm not talking from a point of just talking for the sake of talking. You know it. I'm a mining engineer. Now, if they were not mining in the forest reserves, they would not have enacted that LI. And some of the forest reserves were no-go areas, but they have been claimed. He referenced Sam George. And you see, sometimes it's very interesting to reference to say that I have failed, so you are also failing, so you should be it. No, it is not. That is Sam George. Sam George is not the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. Sam George is not. There were people, including you, who made comments under MPP that if we want to Google and reference, they were useless. They couldn't have been used by the government for. They couldn't have been used by the government for anything. So if you reference Honorable Sam George's comment alone as being the yardstick to measure NDC, it is neither here nor there. Rosalind. How?
Can you go to my question now?
I'm now going to your question.
Okay.
Yes.
We want to rate the government's efforts in improving public services.
The government at the onset made a lot of promises that all these, which I'll call fatal taxes, not nuisance, fatal taxes will be gone. Just last week or so, we have been told that the
COVID levy?
Yes. You see, they were blaming COVID for being the woes, for being the cause of their woes. But Rosalind, we were paying levy.
VAT has increased, right?
No. It has not. All had been done properly now. No, it has not. Yes,
it's done properly.
It's been done properly, so it's not been. No,
when there's an increment.
Oh, come on.
When there's an increment,
yes,
it's been done
Ghana
properly.
was the only country until maybe this week we'll still be paying the COVID levy. The whole world, the whole world. Then you sit back when you are taking our money to shore up things because of COVID. You sit back to tell us that COVID has impacted us. Now, we have made things so nice that somebody promised 50 ministers to rule or to manage this country. If Ghanaians had believed that he could have used 50 ministers to manage the country, they would have given the person the nod. But Ghanaians rejected it. Just this weekend, news item that President Kufuor said he couldn't understand or he never understood the governance under Nana Akufo-Addo. And today we are being told someone from among them is telling us that he doesn't understand their governance structure. He said PDS, he never understood it. He never understood what they needed the cathedral for. And I'm surprised again that the Christian Council, etc., went to President Mahama asking that they should complete the
To put Papa Kufuor right, he didn't say he didn't understand what they needed the cathedral for. He was talking about the financing of the cathedral, how it all went.
Rosemary, you won't interrupt my thought.
No, I'm not. I will continue.
Except the GJ president is here. He talked about and Nana Akufo-Addo is alive. He made a promise to God. He should take it up. He could go to President Mahama and say, I made a promise. I've started it. I use state funds. Now I'm a retired president. I want to continue myself. I'll raise funds and continue myself. He can't do that. President Kufuor talks about the use of COVID as excuse, etc. He never understood. And today, they are telling us that, you see, if they continue, I even saw a post attributed to Paul Grave that says even if Bawumia wins, he will win 2028 election. If they continue along this line without being a bit of showing contrition, being a bit apologetic to Ghanaians, and being meek and humble, if they continue along this line, I can tell them that they have a long way to come to power. Now, those who were reading, quoting Bible verses to us, wearing white, today come and account for your still worship, and they are nowhere to be found. And you are here telling us that things were better in 2024.
Let's talk about the educational sector.
Yes.
You know, the double track system was promised to be a thing of the past, but it's still there. You know, do you think the government will be able to get the free SHS system back on track to be better than what people complain about?
No, you see, the president, NDC promised that within 120 days they will convene a national consultative conference on education. That was done. These things were discussed. Roadmaps were drawn. And in the last budget, we saw how much has been allocated to get fund to be able to build more dormitories, more classrooms to take this out, and plans, and including even my own seminary, we have been allocated some, because students use dining hall, etc., as their classrooms, as their dormitories. And so a lot of funds have been allocated. Mostly, we don't expect that it will happen just in a minute as the government has come in. But with the Educational Consultative Forum, all this has been taken care of. And going forward, this double track system will be a thing of the past.
When?
No, we can't put a finger on and say, but I believe that before the next budget system, some of these things would have phased out. But come back to other policies you are talking about.
The healthcare policy?
Yes. We struggled just a couple of months ago because someone awarded over $100 million contract to somebody to manage our data, having paid $77 million to the person, and we don't even have the completion of what has been given. You see, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, I think when he's gone, he needs to be studied in the curriculum. Somebody who has suffered so much, yet has this sort of soft heart and compassion for some of the things that we are seeing and we have noticed. He needs to be studied. I couldn't have done some of them. We were here. Somebody was a national service director that has gotten so much money. Yet the same person enrolled, deputy director, enrolled as a national service person and taking 600 and something Ghana cedis every month. And we want to praise things like that. Look at the buffer stock. The amount of money they have gotten. Allegedly. Come on.
Currently, we are rating President Mahama's.
Yes, if we want to rate President Mahama.
Because he's been in power for the last 11 months.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's what I'm asking. I'm asking about the healthcare system. Yes. What is he doing to improve it? I'm asking about the education system because he's in power, whether we like it or not.
Yes.
The people voted against the NPP because of the things you are saying.
Yeah.
But right now that you are in power, how are you going to make sure that the promises that you gave to the people is going to be delivered?
I started with the first one, and I've told you that the consultative assembly has been convened. I told you that GET Fund has been allocated funds for schools to be more facilities to be provided for the schools. I told you that payments have been clearance have been made for teachers to be recruited. Yes, those are some of the things.
When was this? When?
Those are some of the things that are Google. You have been Googling. I thought
there's
you
a
would
backlog.
I thought
the
backlog.
You have
I'm allergic to lies.
No, you have.
If you're allergic to lie, come on. That's a joke. That's a joke.
I didn't even know.
All that you said.
There is a backlog of teachers.
The backlog was created.
No, but he didn't say there's no backlog. He says that.
Yes.
There has been an allocation
Everybody will have
for them to recruit.
Wait.
So in the latest budget,
2 minutes.
If all that he has said this morning will be summarized, it's all a lie. That's all. All that he said this morning is just one word, a lie. Nothing else. So I find it a bit allergic to use that word on him. But once he brought it on, I have to respond accordingly. That's all. So let's get back to the educational sector. And we have inherited a broken system as well, where figures were massaged, teachers were cajoled to make sure that students pass, to make sure that the free SHS becomes something good. We are fixing that. Then we also had a no stress fee policy, for which students in the tertiary institutions have had their fees paid for them. That's also an educational policy. So for someone, if you want me to rate the achievement of His Excellency President Mahama, apart from the fact that certain countries you get 100 over 100, I'll give 9 over 10. And I believe, yes, there's still more room for improvement. But with what we are seeing,
9 over 10?
Yes. That's what I'll give. With what we are seeing,
just to you see about the teacher recruitment, so that it's on record, because I don't want a situation.
You have your time.
No, he can help. It doesn't matter.
He's been put.
No problem.
He's supporting him.
Of course, I mean, but I will not.
But you see, when it comes off like that, it comes off like you're 2 against 1.
Exactly.
No, but I'm a Ghanaian.
Exactly, I'm telling you.
My cousin.
Wait, hold on.
We have brothers, of course.
Gentlemen, hold on. Nana, wait. Nana, 1 minute. Nana, 1 minute. Wait. Wait, 1 minute. Jimega is on the floor.
I have released my 1 minute. I've released.
He's released 1 minute.
No problem. I don't have a problem. I will put it on record.
Okay.
I'll put it on record because my cousin is a trained teacher who is home. And I was excited by the news from the GES. And I'll read it to you. It says that Ghana Education Service has announced massive recruitment exercise to hire 19,725 trained teachers. And this is a breakdown. The recruitment would cover 2,247 teachers from 2022, when your government, was in power. Backlog and an additional 17,478 teachers who completed their training in 2023. And they put the website on. It says that the online application portal, www.gespromotions.com, would open for submission on Wednesday, 12 November 2025 at 12 noon. Prospective applicants have up until Friday, 28th November 2025 at 6 p.m. to complete and submit their forms. This is a release by GES.
All right, thank you very much.
Not by the Ministry of Education.
All right, thank you. Benjamin.
It doesn't have to a minute. I just need 15 seconds.
But you started by saying that 2 against 1.
But this is
now you have moved to 2 against 1. No, that was when he corrected you to say that
this is public announcement.
It's a bitter empty.
This is public announcement.
Wait, gentlemen. Anyway, let me come to Benjamin. Benjamin, you have said that people are not too happy with the economy, with the government, and all of that. Look, in 2026, what would you want to see? What would you want to see the NDC government do that you will say that the government is actually achieving the campaign promises they promised?
See, this government looks more like men's gold government. It's more like a Ponzi scheme. They are doing a lot of things that are really, really bad. And if you are not very wise, if you don't shine your eye, these NDC people, they are tricksters. Look, and let me explain to you. I sit here. He said about the no stress fee policy that level 100 students have all been sorted out. Is that not what you said?
Go ahead with yours.
Now, I can tell you, I have 2 cousins in the university, level 100. They are currently going to level 200. This government is supposed to refund the monies that my aunties paid for them. But they have not been able to. Look, there are so many parents that have paid university students like first year fees, and it hasn't been refunded yet. Look, I'm trying to tell you that this government has no credibility.
But do you know anybody who has received that money?
Actually, I don't know.
You don't think nobody? You don't know anybody who has?
I don't know anyone. I am speaking for my family members. Look, Rosalie, I sit here to tell you that this government has.
But did you read that some monies have been paid?
Do you have the statistics?
No,
you don't. That's what I'm telling you.
I said,
they haven't. No, I'm telling you, they haven't.
They haven't.
Everything seems to be so good on paper. But when you go to the actual ground, things are not happening. I am telling you that my family members are in level 100 right now. This government sought to tell us that they will pay their level 100 school fees, and they've not been able to do it. Their parents are looking forward for their refund. Look, last week I went to Kulebu on health issues. Rosie, can you imagine that we have gone back to the era where doctors are writing on pen? They are writing with pen and paper. They cannot even access medical records of patients because of this health minister and LEMS, whatever buhaha that is going on.
Which one?
The 100 million contract that
it couldn't have been last week.
Look, I am telling you, it hasn't been restored.
But prior to that, it wasn't working.
It wasn't working. It wasn't working because the guy decided to take our
data. The news item is there.
The guy decided to take our
data. Patients cannot Many patients cannot access medical.
The gentleman started withdrawing services. Please hold on.
Wait. But you can't
continue to misinform. You are allergic to lies.
To mine.
You can take it, but I'm allergic to lies as you are.
I'm saying that many patients have not been able to access medical records because of this brouhaha with the health minister and LIMS. Look, Rosie, he sits here to say that teachers are being recruited. Just go on social media and look at how teachers and nurses are crying that they killed for nothing. In fact, they've lost confidence in this government. The government really has calmed them. You go on social media and you see all of this complaint. When we not here, Rosie,
do you want to read all the limbs?
With the, I'll come there. When a nurse was crying that she has been looking forward for her posting and that she wasn't posted. But this government has $60 million to go and buy private jet.
The one that dealt with Asansu Boachi or a different.
You understand? This government has allocated over $60 million to go and buy a private jet for the president. Meanwhile, teachers and nurses are sitting at home. At least, if they blame the NPP government, that's okay. President Akufo-Addo never bought the presidential.
He was there. He was baffling the sky.
Please. President Akufo-Addo never bought. He listened. At that time, the judicial service was going on strike. They protested. If that the president was going to buy the jet, they were going to proceed. The president rescinded. He didn't buy the private jet. Now you have you have this government who seems to be for the masses, but is busily drinking champagne and leaving the masses. Now the president has ordered a private jet, and I'm even told that there's a mini club in the private jet. So in the coming days, you will see the president. Yes.
Benjamin.
I'm telling you, you see the president in the presidential jet with a mini club, and I wouldn't be shocked if he has a lot of women around him.
It looks like it's a bit too low. Wait. Benjamin, this is a bit too low.
No, raise the.
It's a luxurious private jet.
No.
What is a mini club in a private jet?
No. Raise the game.
The Air Force One has a mini club.
Stop shouting.
Benjamin.
Stop shouting.
Oh, Rosalind, what is?
Wait, hold on.
Stop shouting.
Please.
What is wrong?
I said you'll not be surprised if there are women around the president.
Of course.
What's
a mini club?
Don't shout. You still make your point without shouting.
Wait.
I am telling you that nurses and teachers have not been paid, and $60 million is being allocated for a private jet.
The pressure is giving him too much.
Do we even have a vice president
Benjamin,
in
you
this
see,
country?
when we are... Wait.
Do we have a vice president in this country?
Benjamin, wait. I'm saying something.
Please.
When we are making our points and we go low with certain things...
What's low about this, Rosalie?
Please. When we say things like, there's going to be a club in there, there are going to be women around, it's not nice. You see, let's make our point and, stay away from these things. Because when you go there, people start seeing you in a different way and will not take the substance of your matter.
It was okay that the NDC accused President Akufo-Addo that he was batting in the air.
We are not talking about, nobody has mentioned batting there.
But that's what I'm telling you.
But if
that is what I'm telling you. That the NDC, the same NDC that cannot take this same thing, told Ghanaians that President Akufo-Addo was batting in the air with Sewa Broni and others. No, even at that time, I'm trying to tell you that even at that time, the president the jet that the president was using wasn't for Ghana. It was a rented one. Now nurses and teachers are crying. And on top of everything, they are telling us, more. They've got to buy a private jet that is a luxurious private jet that has a mini club in it. And you haven't heard some again? Please, I'm trying to say, do we even have a vice president? Do we have a vice president in this country?
He was told.
I know you're very passionate about the woman.
You don't have a vice president? As far as Ghanaians are concerned, we do have a vice president.
Some few days ago.
This vice president is the worst vice president we've ever experienced in our history.
What did she do?
Since she has zoomed off it, what has she done? Tell me one thing.
In terms of what?
Tell me one thing.
In terms of what?
In policy implementation and other.
Which policy did Bawumia ever implement?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Let me give you
Tell me which policy?
Don't shout.
The birth certificate and Ghana card linked to the birth certificate at the time of birth was done by who?
By who?
Was it not from Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia?
From where?
Nana.
Look.
Nana,
The street cameras.
I don't want to say you are lying. Don't be economical with the truth.
One second.
If you do not know, let me know.
Benjamin.
Let us go into the history of the Ghana card.
Nana.
Mobile money cross on the debate.
Nana.
We started using mobile money in
Can you allow people to
2008.
call in and for us to know about the stress-free?
2007, 2008.
Hold on, Nana, please.
Check the records.
Please, when one person is on the floor, let's allow that person to land
Thank you
because
very
we
much.
all have our time. Benjamin has just about 2 minutes to.
When they spoke, I
we
didn't come
come
in.
to you.
But Rosalind, the
Because
truth
when we
of the
keep
matter is-
interjecting, wait.
Rosalind, if
Wait,
there are certain
gentlemen.
things
She's
not
the
true.
moderator. Listen to her.
Gentlemen,
Oh, come on.
please, gentlemen. When we come to you, you have every opportunity to let Ghanaians know that what the person said was not true. That's
is
why
not-
everybody has time. Because when you interject, it doesn't give us the substance of the conversation. We don't understand what the person is saying. So please, the noise is not helping us.
Rosie.
One person at a time.
Name the
A minute
policies
more,
so much.
please.
Name the policies. We are writing
Rosen,
them.
thank you very much. I am saying that Nana Poku Ajiman is the worst vice president we've ever had, and I think that she should take an early shower, go home, and take care of her grandchildren. Look, if you compare Dr. Nana Jane with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, you see a clear difference. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia instituted a lot of policies whilst he was the vice president, including the merging of the Ghana card with birth certificate at the hospitals. You see the street cameras that were capturing a lot of people who, for one way or the other, those street cameras were capturing criminals and all that under the policy of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. The mobile money interoperability. Now I can sit home. I can sit home and transfer money from my bank account to my Momo.
30 seconds.
Just before I came here last night, do you know what happened? My light went off at 2 a.m. In time past, I should have waited till 9 a.m. this morning and walked to a vendor or a prepaid center to go and buy it. Now, at the tips of my phone, I just bought light at 2 a.m. and it came just like that.
All right, thank you very much, Benjamin.
Rosie, I'm landing on this one.
I have to move on.
I'm trying to say
Time.
that
I
even
think.
with what he said, with the no stress-free policy, I'm telling you that government has no money to pay for these children. And that is why they are failing the children in this West, because a lot of these children cannot even go to university because government has no money to pay for their first year.
The government doesn't mark WAEC.
No, but I'm telling you,
Please let me move. Let me move.
I want you.
No, because if you say that, it's as if the government is the one marking the children and marking them. No, but if you say something.
But when they were saying that President Akufo-Addo was the children were passing, was President Akufo-Addo that was marking
But did we praise anybody? They said the children were doing well.
Exactly. So was he the one that was marking it? I am trying to tell you that this government has no money for the 1 year fee policy for level 100. And that is why they are failing these children.
Okay.
Because if all of them get to the university, they have no funds to fund the children.
Okay.
And that's why they are failing them.
And then
how can you tell me?
Okay, your time is.
How can you tell me?
Benjamin,
Somebody that got.
I'm working with live. It's a live TV.
A1 in physics.
I need to.
He got A1 in physics. Chemistry A1, and you told me that he had F9 in mathematics.
All right, thank you.
Come again, please. It's a deliberate attempt to fail these students because they don't have money to fund these children to go to the university.
All right,
and it's a manifesto promise that they are trying to deliver, but they are having hard time with it. And so you
Benjamin, are you listening to me?
Yes.
Your time is up. Thank you.
You say she's the moderator. Listen to the moderator.
Give it back to the parents to pay their level 100
Benjamin.
instead of failing these children.
Benjamin,
it's not fair.
Listen to the moderator.
Yes, Rosie.
Thank you very
Please
much.
go on. Thank
So
you.
number one, coming to the education issue. When poor preparation meets strict invigilation, this is where we get to.
Oh.
The children felt that just as their predecessors were given some questions and were manipulated, the systems were manipulated. It was going to happen. I have stated, I said that if we want our educational system to get back to where it was, with those high standards, then we should be able to bring back discipline in our educational system. So let's leave that one at that. Mobile money. 2008, 2009, that was when we started experiencing mobile money. Was Bawumia vice president? Was he the one that introduced the policy? ECG prepaid. It started in 1994. Check the records. In 2001, when President Kufuor came,
Oh, but Nana,
please.
Benjamin, please, no. Let him.
No, you want him to be corrected now. When you were to be corrected, you didn't agree. You were all noisy.
Please.
Now you want somebody to be corrected.
Make your point.
VRA, ECG, and the one in the Northern Electricity
Gridco.
Northern Electricity Company, NEDCO. Yeah. Those days, they used to come and read meter. They will write, then they bring your bill. Then in 1994, they started introducing what we call the prepaid. So some people who lived in Tema started experiencing it. Those of us who lived in the north, in the 2000s, they started the piloting projects. You understand? That was when they brought the card, if you recall. So it was a policy that was there, that was being implemented with, and as it went on, they were revising it. And that is what has brought us here today. Yeah. Bawumia was head of EMT. Was he not? The good policies he introduced was what took our dollar to 17 Ghana cents. The good policies,
management team, that's what you're trying to say.
The good
say EMT, some
policies
might understand.
he introduced was what sank our economy. Of course. Well, who did they introduce? When they were campaigning, they said Bawumia had introduced 33 policies. Not even a single one of them was he able to defend. Which one? Ghana card? Well, we don't hear when President Kufuor introduced Ghana card from an existing what's the name? Policy that he picked. He thought that it was good, and he picked it, sat down with his team, they revised it, then he added things to it, and we started the piloting of Ghana card. Kufuor's time. Was Bawumia vice president? Well, in this country, when he was trumpeting paperless port, that he did it. Did what? Alan was Minister for Trade. Bawumia does not even understand what paperless port is. That policy was handed from Alan to Carlos Ahinkra. Call Carlos and ask him. And recently, I've seen a video of Carlos saying it. He should forget to even have an idea of what paperless port is. He didn't even know what it was. Even AFCFTA, at a point, they wanted to claim it. When Yasafu Maf stood on the, I don't know what conference it was. It says that if there is anybody to praise for AFCFTA in Africa, then we should thank Alan for coming up with the idea, sitting down and putting it on paper and ensuring its implementation. But now have a case about me. What are you talking about? Tell me which one.
But that's what he knows.
Which fiscal? Oh, and of course, I'm saying it and I'm mentioning names. Which policy? Is it the policy that took the dollar from 4 cities to 17 cities? Or the dollar, the policy that skyrocketed the prices of crude? Is that what we're talking about? The aeroplane Kitwana didn't look on your friends.
Zip line.
Drones.
Recently, haven't you heard that one of the former ministers or CEOs come out to say that Bawumia didn't even have an idea what it was? That he brought it into this country, he spearheaded it. See, when you are working with somebody and every good thing the person wants to claim it, and when it goes bad, the person wants to say, I am not a part of it. It tells you the kind of personality you are dealing with.
Yeah, let me quickly do one, Rosalind, sorry. I want to correct this thing about buffing in the sky. Recently surfaced again. That statement was made by Honorable Nitiwu, not NDC. So NDC just happened.
It's not true.
Now, you said Professor Nana Jane, what has he done? At least she won't supply expired rice to the students. Wow, but let me also tell you, there are people, you see, I told you not to be shouting. You don't have to shout. You don't have to shout to make your point. Don't be shouting. Don't be shouting. People watching us are mature enough. Don't be shouting. Secondly, I have known people in my year group who passed elective maths and fail commerce. Oh. So don't stand here and say people fail, people pass physics and fail commerce. Yes, people fail.
Only a few.
Yes, so
let me read a few comments. The people watching us at home are very important to us.
Yes, they are very, so don't be shouting.
Good morning, Rosalind. When it comes to performance of government in aspects, the NPP should do Ghanaians a favor and stop perpetuating lies. The guy who is talking of teachers and nurses trainees postings should remember the NPP government started it. I completed nursing training in 2016 and sat in the house for almost 3 years before I was posted, and it didn't just happen that easily, but took demonstration upon demonstrations before. They left a backing of teachers and nurses before leaving office, and they want the current government to do magic and post everyone at once. He should spare us that noise he's making. It's just annoying to hear this politician speak as if they are saints when they are in opposition. Ramatu from Tamale. All right, Ramatu. Good morning, Roslyn. Your question has long been answered by Miracle Abuaji, who is the communications director of the NPP. Ghanaians are happy and enjoying peace inside out under JDM. Abuaji couldn't understand this, but he has superstitiously said JDM's government has made juju on the citizens. That's why everyone is calm and not complaining. I'm David from Adenta. Mensa Majid from Bichim. Oh, sometimes when you are reading, then it just keeps scrolling. Please forgive me. So why this one says what? Rosalind, look straight into the eyes of Benjamin and tell him he's a lie. Good morning. I'm not listen. Good morning, Rose. Indeed, 7th of December 2024 was not only a liberation day, but Ghana's deliverance from oppressive rule and civilian tyranny under Akufo-Addo. Again, 2024 poll was also a protest against Galamsey atrocities, the golden age of corruption, pension head cuts, abuse of power, and economic strangulation. But for God, Ghana would have sold into a new era of slavery and colonialism by NPP. May God save us from nation wreckers like NPP. Never again. Please tell the NDC communicator to spare with that. Don't shout, don't shout. He cannot tell someone how to speak and the tonation to use. Nana Yalsapon to like propaganda. Where did Dr. Bawumia say he brought Momo to Ghana? He should give us the source. Dr. Bawumia said he brought mobile money into probability and not to Momo. Nana Yal's challenge is that he is confused between introduction and implementation of policy. He should stop what he's saying. Now, 1 year on, the major campaign promise of President Mahama and his NDC has not been implemented. The one job, 3 people and 3 shifts has not seen the light of the day. Galamsey is now fighting President Mahama. LGBTQ plus is nowhere to be found. Farmers are crying. Kinke and Gobe consumers are starving. Very poor 1-year performance. Master planner from Kintampo says so. All right, let's see what we have. Yeah. Okay, let me come here. What's happening? Oh, okay. Good morning, Rosalind. Regarding the issue of GES recruitment, a secret protocol recruitment is ongoing with NDC MPs and DCs are sharing it like Kelewele. Okay. Meanwhile, the trained teachers are still waiting for portal to open so they can apply. Teachers and nurses are crying because of the failed promises from President Mahama. There's a clear 2 against 1. Abdul Razak Tamale. You see, this thing, if it's really true, then I believe the NDC must set up, because you can't repeat the errors of the past. So you need to get into it, investigate it. If it's true that this is what is happening, then I'm telling you that 2028, you will have a shock of your life. So make sure that it doesn't happen, the NDC. Please tell the NDC communicator, okay, I've done this one already. Good morning, everyone. 1 year after voting for scammers, over 400 innocent Ghanaians have been killed through insecurity. Galamsey is now legal. Teachers' intervention allowance has been cancelled. CPD allowance not paid to teachers. Government is buying 1 sanitary pad at 45 Ghana cedis. Over 30,000 innocent Ghanaian workers have been sacked. Electricity and water tariffs increased by 220% and 280% respectively. And some media houses has paid. No, I will not read this one because I don't know about any media house that has been paid to do that. I'll do the last one and then we can move on. Good morning to you. The Office of the Special Prosecutor is a crucial institution in Ghana's fight Against Corruption, established to investigate and prosecute corruption cases, especially those involving high-level officials. The OSP's effectiveness is under scrutiny. Despite being seen as a necessary structural reform, the OSP faces significant challenges, including resource limitations and political resistance. Its success will depend on its ability to secure high-profile convictions and demonstrate its independence and impartiality. Ghanaians are watching closely, and the OSP's performance will significantly impact the country's anti-corruption efforts. Good morning, Roslyn. As I reflect on the 8 years rule of Nanado's government from 2017 to 2024, I still feel like voting against the MPP today. Voting against the MPP and Dr. Bawumia makes me feel like watching Escape from Sobibor. Hey, wow. Roslyn, we don't need their weird governance anymore. A governor that confused the whole sitting former president. Too bad, but too good. We voted for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Hey, Kwesi, do you know what happened at Escape to Sobibor? Have you seen that movie, or you just read about it? Because that movie.
I'm gonna watch it.
Have you seen it?
No, I'm not gonna watch it.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No.
Have you seen it?
Which one?
Escape from Sobibor.
No.
I've seen the.
Benjamin, have you seen it? My goodness, that movie is something else.
Some trailer.
Yes, it's the Germans versus the Jews.
The Jews, yeah.
Okay.
Not the best of movies, but it's a real life movie, true story. I'm not a politician, but I think we enjoy some peace in our hearts. But tell the president to attach some respect to the welfare of teachers. Good morning, Eunice from Ho. Thank you so much, Eunice, for sending us this. Same Boache from Asamankese says, after 1 year of NDC leadership under Mahama government, the country is experiencing a significant rise in galamsey activities, unprecedented disasters, high cost of living, and increased vindictiveness and hypocrisy. While the government claims that the dollar has depreciated, the reality is that living costs remain elevated, and the promised 24-hour economy is yet to be realized. Teachers are struggling to cope, whereas NDC MCEs and communicators seem to be prospering. What's this? Emripa Beba is looming on the horizon. Regards to Dr. Brian Champon. Is that okay? Okay. Mowat says I should read the whole message. Hey, okay, says Roslyn, look straight. I can't look straight into Benjamin's eyes and tell him that. I'm sorry. Roslyn, let's give NDC some time and all their lies will be seen. NDC can't pay common professional allowances for teachers. All right, so that'll be it. And I'll take your final remarks and then we can go. I think I started with Jimiga, so let me start with Jimiga. Your final remark?
I thought you end with me.
But I started a conversation with you, so I have to.
Yeah, you said you can start.
Oh, Benjamin, you want to start? Okay.
I want to say that the biggest scam in the history of our political discourse has to be the 24-hour economy. Young Ghanaians woke up very early to go and queue and vote for the NDC because of the 24-hour economy. Now, the 24-hour economy has still not been implemented. When President Akufo-Addo took office, the first 6 months of his governance, he implemented the biggest flagship program of his government, and that was the free SHS. Look, this government has deceived a lot of people, and it's better they start apologizing to Ghanaians on these things that they have failed. There's heightened state of insecurity. The judiciary has been weaponized. Culture of silence is on the rise. When you talk or you criticize the government, at the very moment that you're enjoying your sleep is when they will bring a Black Maria to come and pick you up. This government is purely a scam, and I hope that they will repent and choose the godly way in helping the poor and the oppressed.
All right, Benjamin.
Get the better life that they've promised all of us.
Okay, thank you so much. KMJ is in town right now. I want to hear from the citizens as well what they have to say about the government so far.
Yes, since we voted the NDC into power, and I'm sure a lot of memories comes anytime that you remember what exactly happened on the 7th of December. Today is on the 8th, and we are asking, of all the things that we have seen right from January till now, our expectations, have they been met? Or we're still marking time. Do you believe that the decision you made on the 7th of December last year has actually paid off, or is paying off, or you see that there's even a glimpse of hope that it will pay off in the future? That is what we set ourselves this morning on the streets of Accra to find out from people exactly what it feels like to have voted the NDC in power on the 7th of December 2024. It's been a year, like I said. Have we seen the changes? Are we getting better? Have we regretted? That's our conversation for this morning here on Prime Morning. Let me speak to my gentleman over here and find out from him what he thinks about it. Boko.
Boko pa. Eframe Usubrefo.
Okay, 7th December 2024.
Yes, sir. Mekaipa.
Who vote here?
Me vote here. Sani based on no promises ono ye no. Enu nti na Ghanaians be vote into power. Nti oba no so na ye hwese enyoma bi besesa. But enyoma no one economy watumi ahodo no kakra, but reflect what you to me printing. Enyoma na me tono me find say 2023 no. Now no the same enyoma na nkasa no. Who say a form, but ube we na unye bibia no na you are not getting anything. It na ushema ne ratio na ono edeba as said dollar no. It doesn't reflect on the items. Secondly, our promises obey 24 hours, which are na a horror. Now media who said 24 hours a idea be now or they pay to me. Now the sans worker. It is 24 hours no on your
So you believe that 24-hour economy there it will not work? It was a campaign promise.
Yes, it is campaign promise. And I Ghana also ye picky. But now the anaka me person or ye pa emami. Any Ghanaians ne say planting for food and job. And you're very good. I will bet me attach it ne kokon ketenkete no e de aka ho. Now fair for prisoners every district. Said we will say the adwuma mo pesa moye wo he no hwe district na adwuma e koso ho baby dua banche baby dua koko baby dua bro baby dua other things intika sadi we nyina betumi ayema nke economy no etumi agina yi nko fasika enche those areas na said e be ya nke betumi amaye ho atoye and in other case we enkrado kuno Nanado Abresuna, it was 3 cities, 5 cities. Sesia 5 cities, 7 cities. So the difference no is it dollar ratio? No. Okay. A local produce. It is a local produce no should be go down. Okay. And otherwise no so you may be in what is going on. 8 I tell you say nobody what to me or bet me catch what say they met me we are say we are all
market time on
market time into so obey bibi dia on sorry them. Okay,
obey bibi on sorry them, and that's the conversation we had in Nigeria. That's the plan. I mean, we're still talking to a few people. Let me also go here and speak to my gentleman over here, Mpachoboko.
Ajanado Boko.
Okay, 7 December.
The Kaipa.
Vote here.
The vote pa.
Vote my wine.
I know they will be trimmed.
They will be trimmed. But baby, I'll vote to Koya no. Oh, you sure say baby, I'll vote to Koya no. They now shouldn't tell vote to Koya na. Yeah, you mad here.
Oh man, dear, in your trouble. So vote to my, has a vote to my. Do man penny no bebano. Only ye in a man penny. It's difference in the ane here. Difference in who.
But since I and I said the Omunam so the campaign, I Ghana for the Omutuma, a vote to mom on the one who's sign be.
As a sign idea, because me who be ana and you know correct. Men can media may policy a galamsey because galamsey chemical some of the pescano at your Husus are son, a bebre or mamma. It's many bra, many bebro or mining in any sagalamsey issue. Nti ya papa no so ba no ka so ba obehwe no adi hu djuma ati ahwade no kwa na ekoso ya site ni pa ba ko ntumi ya tuntumi so still galamsey ekoso it is saying for na galamsey no nti o man panyin e besre no o man tumi nyina na e de ama no no on fa ne nansi form na ahemfo no ɔhɔ na ɔsɛ ɔma n'ani bere because ɔnye bi a ɔte kuro biara nim nso a ɔmo no wansana galamsey ba ɔsɛ nsuo no nyinaa ɛsɛe ɛsɛ mɛkana bɔ hɔ no kura wotu a nsuo no sɛ ɔfam nti sɛ ɛduro bi a ebi kɔma mu a ɔma na san no nti mi deɛ galamsey issue no deɛ master ɔsɛ ɔma mpanyin ma n'ani bere ni politics in film because o target nipa bi na obi so afa ho no ɔyɛ because ye mobile untumi still galamsey koso it is in for na galamsey.
Mixed reactions in there. Some people want galamsey to be fought because during the campaign season, galamsey was one of the main topics we spoke about, but they are not happy because they feel galamsey hasn't been fought as they were hoping it will be fought. Well, back into the studio, we'll take the final submissions of my guest and then we can go. So, Nana Yosapong?
It's interesting. One year, I am on record to have said that you would not be able to judge the performance of a government, but you are able to comment on their performance from the kinds of implementation, the policies that they draft, and whether or not they are taking very good steps. From what I said, I think that they are taking very good steps. And I have always said that what I would want to see would be the steps towards sustainability of some of these policies and steps that they have taken. I mean, from the monetary policy point of view, from the economic stability point of view, and from these projects to create jobs. I mean, one of the persons my brother interviewed said that they are not seeing the 24-hour economy. If you looked at our great transformation plan, it was geared towards a 24-hour economy. Once you are developing an industrialization or an industrialized economy, it means that you are gearing towards a 24-hour economy that will be running. Any country or city that does not run within the 24 hours or 24 hours, more or less is a dead economy, you understand? And so if they are taking steps, they are taking initiatives towards running it, and it is they are laudable ideas, we would have to applaud them, and we just have to urge them on more. See, the expectations of Ghanaians ought to be managed, and they should understand. And I think that is what government communicators need to do. They should let us understand where we were, how worse the economy was, and how they have managed to bring us up and manage to stabilize the economy. That is something they need to do, to be able to make Ghanaians understand that it is not just a mere success, bringing $1 from 17 Ghana cedis to a range of 10.5 to 11.4.
It wasn't
continuously
17,
for
it wasn't
years.
17.
You understand?
When we left power, it was 14.
It is not.
It was 14.
It is not just.
Rosalie, can you correct that, please?
Don't worry, he will land very soon. Make your point, Nana. We have to go.
Now,
We've taken the whole time. They'll come and beat us, so we have to go.
You see, it is not easy to be able to bring banking rate. A business loan at the time was between 35 to 45%. To bring it down to almost I think it's in the 18, or is it 20? 18. It's just within a year. In as much as we expect the government to do more, it should be applauded for at least where they have taken. As for my brothers and sisters in the MPP, they understand. Benjamin understands that indeed, if there is anything that the government or their party can do for Ghanaians to at least smile at them, is for them to be able to urge Kenoforiata to come back into this country and face trial. That's what is most important.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, Rosalind, again, as Nanaya said, maybe he was driving then. I told you about what we were facing and where we are now. I told you for us to imagine if they had lived in for another 1 year, where national service scandal would have been, where the dollar would have been, everything would have been. But thank God, we had a second redemption, and we are here today. Free SHS that they told Ghanaians that when NDC comes, they will collapse, is working well. The lights are stable. For the first time in a very long time, I can't remember, transport fares were reduced, fuel prices are stable, NHIS is working. I've just heard today that the judiciary has been weaponized. There had not been any time in our democratic dispensation that the judiciary had been at the beck and call of somebody than we have had in the last 8 years. It is a far cry from what we are seeing today. There were times when somebody can go to court at 12 o'clock and get judgment by 2 o'clock when the Supreme Court doesn't even sit. Those days are gone. We are in a situation where everybody is happy now. So, yes, there's more room for improvement. I doff my hat off to Professor Nana Jane Mensah. I think she's a woman of value. She has inspired a lot of girls that they can also break the glass ceiling. And a lot of ladies look up to him, a lot of girls look up to him, from his achievements as Vice Chancellor, Head of English Department, to Minister, and to Vice President. I think we should applaud that, instead of describing her as words that I will not be willing to use. Indeed, you were also scandalized by such a description of our Vice President. But aside that, 1 year on, I am happy.
Okay. Talking about the NDC says they are happy. The MPP says no, they are not. But anyway, let's see what 2026 has to offer. Now, let me clarify this because I want us to be fair. So as of December 2024, interbank exchange rate end period was 14 Ghana cedis, 70 pesos.
That was for the bank.
Much.
Yes.
But not for where you get the dollar.
But we are still giving the bank rate 11.
You get the rate, Abuchi get the dollar. 14 cedis, but it's come down to 11. It was even 13.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So that everybody will know. We just had to.
What about the recruitment? You didn't confirm that.
Which recruitment?
The recruitment.
They themselves said it by the text messages.
It was the limbs that you told me to check on.
And then the mobile money.
But it's okay.
And why is it?
My producer says I should go, so I had to go.